Hi, I'm Josh from Tenet. We're going to have a look at an IPC CT40 today. So first of all, we've got our machine sitting here. When we open our top tank, we can see that we've got our battery compartment. When you get your machine, these cables won't be connected initially. So we're going to have a quick look at how we do connect these cables up for when you actually get your machine on site. So we've got our main cables that come from the machine here. We've got our red leads go to our positive on this battery sitting here. Batteries have to be wired in series, so we've got our main cable that runs to our second battery, and then that follows up to our main negative that goes back into the machine. So when you do get the machine, you will need to wire these up. They're a 13mm nut on the battery terminal, and if you do need any more information, there is a small legend at the front of the machine that will show you exactly how to wire them up in series. Once you've got your batteries wired up, we don't need to worry about going into that compartment again, so we can close that up. So we'll have a bit of a look at the machine. Before we go and scrub, we want to have a look at all the different functions. So the tank that we've got on top here that we just opened is our green recovery tank. So if we open the top tank here, we can see that this is where all our dirty water is going to collect when we're scrubbing. So this is quite important that we drain and flush after every use to make sure that the machine is always going to be working for as long as possible. We also have a vacuum filter that sits in the tray here. That's quite important that we pull that out and give that a hose after every use as well. So we want to make sure our cap and our seal for the cap are always kept clean, as well as the face of the machine to ensure that we've got adequate vacuum. That cap will also slide back on. We'll leave that there for a second. At the back of the machine, we've got our drain hose, which we use to drain out the recovery tank. That's as simple as unscrewing the cap and then laying that down into a drain. All of our dirty water will rush out of that hose, and then we can backfill this recovery tank with clean water to wash the dirty water out. When you're done, you want to make sure that that seal is nice and clean and that the cap is on tight so that it's ready for the next use. We slide that back in the holder. So at the bottom here, we've got our grey solution tank. This is where all of our clean water will sit. So we fill from the front. We've got our little water filter here. That's going to catch any of the heavy solids that are in the water that we're using to fill the tank. So we make sure that's always fitted to the machine when you are filling. If you do need to put chemical in, we make sure that we always put that in last so that we're not actually putting the chemical in first and then hosing on top of that. At the front of the machine, we've got our scrub head and our pad. So there's two different options with this machine. You can get either scrub pads or brushes. So this is a pad driver. It's got a nice sticky surface here and our pad. We want to make sure that the pad is always removed after every use and cleaned so that we can check the surface of the pad to make sure that we don't have any debris or anything that may potentially scratch the floor. So we give that a hose after every use and let it dry overnight. When we go to use the machine again, all we need to do is line the pad up with our pad driver, just like that, and then we can slide it under the head. We're going to work on fitting this brush to the machine in a second, but we'll leave it there for the moment. Come around to the back and we can check our squeegee blade, which is quite important as well. It's obviously going to pick up all the dirty water once we've finished our scrubbing. So after every use, our squeegee has to be removed as well. So we've got our vacuum hose, which draws the dirty water up into our recovery tank. When we want to remove the squeegee, we've got two yellow securing nuts. We can loosen them right off and the squeegee comes out. So we'll have a look at our frame. This is the channel that we want to make sure that we wash after every use. So we get a nice solid hose and we hose out in between our two rubbers, and we also have a look at the blades while the squeegee's off. So if we have a look down at our blades, we can see that we've got 4 usable edges on each blade. So at the moment we've got this blade here, which is contacting the floor, and then the leading edge of the rear blade. When these blades wear, they'll wear and they'll round off the edge to a 45-degree angle or about halfway through the blade. Then we know that we need to replace them. When you want to replace the blades, all we have to do is loosen off our straps. We remove these straps from the machine, and then we take the blade right out and we can choose another side to use, making sure that you put the straps on after every time so that it's good to be used. All right, we'll pop the squeegee back onto the machine, make sure our vacuum hose goes on first as well. While we're at the back of the machine, we can see that we've got a filter indicator on the side of the machine here. If you're using chemical in the machine, we recommend that once a week this cap is taken off and we actually drain the remaining chemical out of the solution tank to make sure that we don't have a chemical buildup that may block water coming out of the scrub head. Also at the back, we've got our charger. We've got a standard plug that will plug into this charger and a 10 amp power point. So after every use, we want to pop the machine on charge, and we've got a battery indicator here which will tell us whether the batteries are fully charged or not. Once we get a solid green light, it indicates that the batteries are fully charged and we can take the machine off and start to use it. We don't want to take it off until we get our green light, because that will indicate the batteries aren't fully charged yet. Now we'll have a look at the touch panel. So at the top here, we've got our keys, which we'll obviously need to start our scrub. So we pop them in and then we turn to the right. Touch panel turns on. We can have a look at all the different buttons that we've got here. First of all, we've got our solution tank empty. This light will illuminate when we've run out of clean water to scrub with. The one next to it is our recovery tank full light. That will tell us when we have filled our recovery tank and we need to drain it before we can scrub anymore. Next to that, we've got our speed control. As we're going along, we can speed up and slow down the machine as we need to. Next to that is the solution flow. So we can increase and decrease the water that comes out of the scrub head, depending on the surface type that you're scrubbing. Next is forward and reverse. It's pretty self-explanatory. And then we've got our brush on and off button. So when we're ready to scrub, we can automatically load the brush on this machine. So all we need to do with our foot lever at the side here is we line the brush over the head, and we will, with our foot lever, lower the scrub head down onto the brush. So it's as simple as down and out, and we can see that the scrub head's lowered. Now we tap our brush button once, so we've got a light illuminated on the dash. And then all we need to do with our bail at the back here is pull forward. Pull forward. So you can see, once we've got our brush connected to the machine, we're ready to scrub. So we'll do a little bit of a scrub here with the squeegee up to make sure that we've got adequate water coming out of our scrub head. So I'll just drive forward slowly. See that we've got lots of water coming out. Alright, now that we've got plenty of water coming out, we want to pick it all up with the squeegee. So we're going to lower our squeegee down, and we can see that we're starting to pick up all that water off the ground. Just do a bit more of a scrub and we'll cut that scrubbing out. Now that we've finished our scrub, we need to raise the scrub head of the machine, and then we can drive forward and pick up any remaining water that's on the ground. Once we've picked up the remaining water, this machine also has a function of removing the brush automatically. So all we need to do with our brush button here, making sure that we don't have any lights currently illuminated, is hold the button down for 6 seconds. And then the pad will pop right off. So once the pad's off, we can give everything a clean, take our squeegee blade off, give that a clean as well, leave everything to dry overnight, pop the machine on charge, we're good to go. Thanks.